Hey guys, what's up? It's Langley with Langley's Yoga Life, and today I am bringing you hero yoga. And so hero can be whatever kind of definition you want it to be, but I like to think of becoming your own hero. So keep that in mind for today. And guess what pose we're probably going to be getting into during this practice? You got it. Hero pose. So go ahead. We are going to start on our backs today. Find yourself there and I will meet you at your mat. All right, everyone, so we are on our backs. Go ahead, we're going to bring the knees together and plant the feet past hips distance apart, so a little bit wider than hips distance. Knees come in, let's bring the arms up, and we're just going to grab onto opposite elbows. And just take a few breaths here. Take a few moments to rest. Just checking in, tuning in with your breath, and with your body. And also checking in with your mindset. Notice how you're doing today. And this practice is called hero yoga, not just because we're going to be getting into hero pose today, but think about a hero that you have in mind. Maybe it's someone in history. Maybe it's someone that you feel saved your life. Maybe that hero isn't a person, but a thing. Like for me, I feel like yoga could be my hero. And then for a moment, also look at yourself and say, I can be a hero. So I encourage you to also be your own hero today. We're going to take just a few more breaths here, letting the body release and relax. And then let's go ahead, we're going to move the hands down, bring the feet in line, and we're going to lift ourselves up to a seat. But in this seat, we're going to keep the feet planted into the mat, having a nice bend in the knees. And from here, we're just going to bring the hands back behind us like we would be getting into a reverse tabletop. Fingers pointing towards you. And then take a moment to press away from your mat, finding a lift in your chest. Drawing the knees inwards. You can close your eyes here if you like. Drawing the belly inwards. Notice if you're starting to sink down. Try to keep that lift. We're lifting from the heart center here. Good, and then let's go ahead and release. Shake out the wrists a little bit, and we're going to make our way into a tabletop position. So in tabletop, wrists directly underneath shoulders, knees are right in line with the hips. And let's go for a cat-cow. So on an inhale, lower the belly down. Inhale, lift the chest. Sending that tailbone out. And just like in the reverse tabletop, you want to think about pressing away from your yoga mat. And then on your exhale, let's round through the back. Send the chin down towards the chest. Pelvis reaches forward. And then let's go ahead and come back into center. Making our way into our first down dog. Curl it. Go ahead, pedal the feet. Bending at the knees. Maybe you bend both knees, one knee at a time. feels good, spreading through the fingers here. And then let's go for a slow walk up to meet the hands. Keeping a gentle bend in the knees. Go ahead, grab on to the opposite elbows and just rock here in ragdoll. Dropping the head down. And then let's slowly start to bring it up to standing. Do a few movements with the shoulders and the neck if you like. Now we're going to go ahead and make our way into a few sun salutations from here. So go ahead, inhale, reach the arms up high. And exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Just as low as the body wants you to go. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant the palms and the feet back. Finding our first vinyasa. For the first one, let's go all the way down to the belly. Inhale, halfway lift. Halfway lift. Inhale, baby cobra. I don't know what I'm saying. And let's curl the toes and send it back to down dog. It's always fun to mess up and get to laugh at yourself. And go ahead and walk the feet back up. Inhale halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach it up. And then hands to heart center. Beautiful. Now we're just going to go ahead and do one more. So inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift, look forward. Plant the palms, step the feet back. This time, if you want to go for a chaturanga instead of all the way down to the belly, you can. Lowering down. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Check in with how you're feeling. How your body's doing. And go ahead, walk the feet up. Inhale halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach it up. And then hands go down to heart center. Cool. Now from standing, we're going to make our way down to our knees. How are we going to do that? Go ahead and let's just send the heels up off of the mat. We're going to start to bend the knees and sink the hips. Let's lower, 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 lower. Till we're right at the ground. And knees come down. Beautiful. If you need to step it back, you can. And from here, we're going to make our way into camel pose. Now, this can be an intense back bend, so we're going to do different variations to get into it. So to start, let's go ahead. We're going to bring the arms behind the back and grab onto opposite elbows, just like so. And from here, check in, make sure that the knees are right in line with your hips. And checking in with the shoulders. With the shoulders, they're going to be backing down to a lot of space between the shoulders and the neck. Chest is lifted, and we're going to take a moment just to start to tuck the tailbone under. I don't know if you can see that from there, but tucking it under, and then we're going to bring the pelvis forward. And with the help of the arms can just kind of guide the lower back forward as well. And what will happen when you do that is the chest is going to start to go up higher and higher and higher. You can bring the gaze up as well. And then do that 2 more times. So find the shift and find the lift. And then bring it back up. And one more time from here. Listening to your breath. And back into center. Cool. So now if you want to stick with that, you can. Next step we're going to do is bring the hands to the waistline if you want to take that. And just doing this with the hands instead, it will just guide it a little bit more. You'll start to feel that lift a little bit more as well. And from here, same thing. We're going to go tuck the tailbone, lift through the chest, and you'll start to feel this in the shoulders a little bit more as well. And let's lift. And 2 more times. And back up. One more time here. Shifting the hips forward, bringing the gaze up. And back into center. Cool. Hands going to come to heart center. Shake it out however you want to. If you want to pick the knees up for a little bit, if they're getting tired, you can. And now we're going to go ahead and move on. From here, we're going to start to bring our hand towards the foot. So if the hand is not wanting to meet the foot today, that's when you can grab onto, a block or anything like that to place it on there as well. So let's go ahead and start on our right side if you want to move forward. Once again, that is totally optional. You can stay with the arms behind the back or at the waistline instead, whichever you prefer. But if you are wanting to reach, let's start with the right side. So go ahead and bring that right hand down. When we do that, we're going to go ahead, shift the hips just like before. That chest will lift. Hand is at the foot or a block, and we're going to reach the left arm overhead. Listen to your breath. And then let's go ahead and come up. And now we're going to switch sides. So the left hand comes down. Same thing, same movement. Right arm reaches up. And back into center. Once again, we're going to do that 2 times on both sides. So right hand comes down. Left arm reaches up. And lift and switch. You got this wherever you are. Over to the right side we go. And one more time at the left side. And lift. Good. Go ahead. If you want to sink the hips down, shake it out a little bit. And then let's lift up from here. Now making our way into the final camel posture. So I like to start by just bringing one hand and then followed by the other. And then we can also work on bringing both hands back at the same time. So let's go ahead and start with the right hand. We're just going to bring that right hand down. And you can stay in that same variation that we took before where you just have one hand down. If you want to add the other, we're going to bring this left arm around us. Finding the foot. And there you go. Lifting the gaze. Drawing the belly in. Finding this back bend here. Let's take about 2 more breaths. And then you can lift one arm, bring yourself up, finding your balance there. And now we are just going to do one more of those with bringing both hands back at the same time, which is just a little bit more challenging. So from here, bringing the hands back behind us, we're going to sink back. I still always find one foot before the other. And lift. Good. Once again, we're going to take a few more breaths here. And release. And boom. There you go. That's camel. into hero pose. So to do that, you can just sink the hips down at the heels. If you like, another variation that you can take is bringing the feet out of the way of the hips and sink down. You're going to feel that a little bit more. So wherever you are, just observe. You can have the hands down. This can be a difficult posture for some people. So if you're like, no, I'd rather not do this, I'll pass. You can, one variation is grabbing onto a block or a pillow or anything lifted that you can sit on and place it right underneath the hips instead, so it's not putting so much pressure on the legs. Or if you would rather just come into a comfortable seated position as well, that's okay too. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to take. And then let's go ahead, we're going to start to walk down. Bringing the forearms down to the mat. Walking the elbows. And now the back comes to meet the mat here. Just like we did when we were laying down earlier, we're going to lift the arms overhead and grab onto opposite elbows. Taking a few breaths. Be your hero today and every day. And then to come out of the posture, you can bring the hands back down. Elbows come into the mat and lifting yourself up. It can be graceful or not so graceful. And then from here, let's plant the palms and we're going to step the feet back. Let's keep the toes curled. We're going to walk the hands just a little bit more forward, lower the chest down, puppy pose. Forehead or chest can be at the mat. We're just going to hang out here for a few moments, not too long. And back into down dog we go. From down dog, let's walk the feet up. We're going to cross the feet once we get there and come down to a seat. Beautiful. Go ahead and shake out the legs a little bit. Find a few little movements that might feel good. And then we're going to lower down onto our backs. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. Rock a little side to side if that feels good. Once again, telling yourself that you can be your own hero. And then realizing, hey, maybe I am a hero to someone else. And that's a great feeling. You can start to live your days as being a hero for someone. Me personally, I would love to be like Iron Man. That's a hero I would love to be. Who is your hero? From here, we're going to bring the palms of the feet together, opening at the knees. Hands can go down by your side. We talked about being heroes. Talked about who our heroes are And we did hero pose. So I think I'd say that was a hero yoga class. From here, go ahead and stretch out the legs. Take a big inhale in. And then on your exhale, fully release. Staying in this Shavasana, final posture of class, for however long as you need. I want to thank you all so much for joining me in this class today. I see you all as heroes, and maybe I'm a hero to you too. Whichever is cool. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Namaste.